Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another special health focus. This is the last of our classes before Christmas, so I want you to join me for a nice, relaxing little practice of our Chen style Lao Jia Yi Lu part 1. And we've got up to single whip. So we're going to go through that a good few times today and maybe have a wee look at what is next. And it's exciting because at this stage, we're already starting to introduce repetition of movement. So our next movement, though it's slightly tweaked, is the same movement as you've already learned. So in this way, in this form, we can actually jump quite substantially ahead at regular intervals through the form because we've done things and then we do them again and then we do them again. Isn't that cool? Okay, so let's get up, please. Let's come into our space. And we'll take right hand in a fist, please. Left hand straight, tuck back that thumb, bringing the feet together, hands together, and we salute. Lovely. So let's open our stance, please. And we do a little bit of warming. Sorry, this is my wee dog outside. I don't know if the sound filters get rid of dogs barking. So we breathe and relax. So during the holiday period, when we're not actually in class, of course, you can refer back to other videos, but you can just do this kind of exercise, basic, simple, repetitive. It gives you a chance to limber, to burn 1 or 2 calories, and to engage the system, to filter the energy around the body. So it's a really good idea. You know, after you've had a big meal, go for a gentle walk or do something like this, rather than just lie down on the sofa and sort of cuddle your tummy. You will feel better for it. You don't have to do excessive exercise. In fact, I wouldn't after a meal. Let the food go down. But you could do something like this. In fact, you could do something like this while you're cooking, depending on what you're doing. Let's change direction, please. One of my teachers says that she stirs her porridge as she does her as she does her rotations. I think that's lovely. Good. I'd like you to take the principles of Tai Chi into your life if and when you can. So we're learning about moving from center. So say next time you're vacuuming your house, think of moving from center rather than using your arms. Move your center to move the vacuum. Not necessarily round in circles, but as you walk, think of pushing from center. Use your legs, use your core, use your whole body. And you will notice that actually it feels a lot more comfortable. It uses less energy. So think, think creatively. How can I use my Tai Chi? Okay, next exercise, please. We do something similar, but this time we remain upright. We're feeding into those four corners and breathe. Breathing is very underestimated. Of course, we need to breathe to live, but there is an art to breathing. And a lot of people ask me, how do you breathe in Tai Chi? I need to learn how to breathe. Well, really, it's about tapping into your nature as opposed to trying to educate or force your body to do anything. So listen to your breath. And then as you breathe and as you move, let go into your breath. So Tai Chi is not just about breathing. It's about marrying the mind, the awareness, the breath, and the movement together. Now, our bodies are really clever. They're very on the ball. So whatever exercise you are doing, your body will respond and breathe to allow the right amount of oxygen, the right amount of gaseous exchange to help your body function. So actually bringing the conscious awareness to the mind, to the breath and to the body is more about mindfulness. It is giving what is already happening naturally center stage. And by doing that, by bringing your awareness to your breath, what you're actually doing, change direction, please, is you're fortifying your practice with more energy. Because where your mind goes, your energy follows. And where your energy goes, your strength follows. So if you're moving, you're exercising, you're breathing, and you bring your awareness into that practice, it multiplies the energetic potency. So doing it and letting your mind wander will still give you some benefits, but if you're listening, feeling, letting go into your breath will flow more easily. It will be fortified with the strength of your awareness. Good, let's come a little bit more. We'll do a little bit more. That doesn't mean that you have to will anything into being with your mind. You're not trying to do anything other than what you're doing, but you're adding your actual awareness to the mix. So where your mind goes, your energy follows. So if I'm thinking about what's happening outside, I am reducing the potency of what I'm doing internally. And if I'm bringing my awareness into my internal or bodily practice, I am fortifying that practice with more energy. Literally, your awareness is like a spotlight. So you're bringing your spotlight, you're bringing your focus, and therefore bringing huge amounts of energy into your body, more into your body. It's like a catalytic converter. It's a catalyst, an alchemical process. We are actually changing things by using our awareness. Good. Let's come back into the center, please. Shake out. Excuse me. And we're going to open our stance and sit down and turn in our waist. Breathe and relax. So here we have an example of body conditioning where we're helping our mind focus on what we're doing by adding a tactile experience. And this experience is gently hitting yourself, gently and with love. So by patting your body, you are drawing your physicality, your physical awareness, and your mental awareness to that area. So in this way, we physically and mentally increase the flow of energy. Good, let's come up. So if someone were to slap you, say, not a very nice idea, but say someone slapped your face where you got hit would turn red because more blood would go to that area. So it's not that you thought about doing it, but they did. So that was their power exerted, and that brought energy to the area. Might not be very nice energy, but it did. So when we do movements where we gently strike the body and we're focusing on what we're doing, we get an extra level of stimulation, which helps our mind focus in, which helps our energy home in, and it's that little bit more stimulating. Doesn't mean you have to hit yourself all the time, but it is a physical stimulation as well as a mental stimulation, and the two bounce off each other. So you may have noticed if you've ever had a blood draw, if you've had blood taken, they tend to pat the vein before they take the blood. Literally, they're physically waking up and stimulating the blood flow and the energy flow. So patting, tapping, this kind of thing, very, very useful. You can use it in a therapeutic way. It doesn't have to be a violent way at all. Good, okay, so let's stand on one leg and send a little spiral down. You'll notice we always move in circles in Tai Chi. Everything's in circles, spirals. We never move in straight lines. Change direction, please. It may appear that we're moving in a straight line, but somewhere in there, there is a rotation. And the reason being is it helps the energy to multiply. Again, it's wrapping the body in energy rather than just sending it out. We're bathing all of the cells in energy. Change direction, please. And we're multiplying it. So think of like stirring a cup of tea. Once you start the swirling action, the energy continues to swirl. Whereas if you send energy out, it may continue, but it'll continue to go out until something forces it to come back in. So swirling, on the other hand, each time the energy does a revolution, it actually stimulates the energy around it to move with it. Change direction, please. So spirals, circles, very beneficial for energy within our bodies. And you may notice that if you're ever in a circular building, it has a very different vibe to a square or rectangular building. The energy flows in a circle. Whereas when you have corners, it kind of stagnates a little bit in the corners. Okay, so let's do a little bit of a leg stretch. We're going to kick and step down, and we move forwards and back. Good. Yeah. Now, sometimes our internet connection gets a little unstable, so apologies if it goes a wee bit off. Good. Let's try bringing the hands to just above the knee. Do a little pulse and gently feed the weight back. Lengthening the front leg, bending the back leg, folding from the hips, gently bow. Good. If you can, pull your toes back. If you can, take hold with the same side, hand as foot, and encourage the stretch. Good. Foot down, up you come. Lovely. And shake out. And the same on the other side. So we go forwards and back to begin, and breathe. Good. Bring the hands to just above the knee, and gently we send a wee pulse down through the leg, feeding the weight back, stretching the front leg, bending the back leg, folding from the waist. We bow and pull the toes back, taking hold. Good. And relax the foot down, up you come, and easing from your stance. Just check that everything feels okay. Good. So, a short warm up today. I hope you're continuing with your standing practice. If you can do a little bit every day, it really does pay off. But for today, we're going to go into our form. So let us have a look. I'm going to show you it once, front view. Please pay attention. You can come and sit if you want to scrutinize your screen. I'm not going to mirror this. I'm just going to show you it from the beginning to the end of single whip. That's single whip. Okay, so let's all have a go together. I'm going to do back view. We'll do it a few times. If there's any questions after we've done, we'll do 5 times through, see how we get on. If there's any questions, then I'll cover them. And maybe today, as I say, we'll look at that next little section, which is actually Jin Gong exits the temple again, but turning 90 degrees to do it. Okay, so let's begin. Preparation is everything, so check your posture, please. Lengthen up through the top of the head, with the chin slightly down and back. Give yourself time to release and relax through your structure. Feeling all the way down through the body, into the feet, into the floor. Lengthening all 10 fingers just slightly down. And we begin. Release to the right to turn left. Release to the left to turn right. Feeding into the right, look and step left. Relax down and expand. Make your bar across, shield, then expand the balloon, turning, bring the right side through. Raising up into a fist, left palm turns over, place back of fist into palm. Hand and foot together, rise and stamp. Release. A little to the left, right hand pierces up, turn, and keep turning to draw right side in, right hand comes under. Glance and step. Left hand to body as right palm turns and feed across. Shoulders, elbows, hands, fingertips. Relax to center. Left gathers right, there's your ward off position. Roll back, turn palms, feed into the right, screw into the right, and filling your back as you fill your hands slightly down and forwards. Relax to center, turn both palms, right hand a little more towards you, pinch into your hook. And as you square up, draw your wrist past your hand, glancing left and step. Pull your waiter and feed across, opening shoulders, elbows, hands, fingertips, right toes, twitch in slightly and relax everything to center. And there is your single whip. Good, and rest. And we'll do it again. I'm trying to strike a balance here because I want to help you verbally speaking, but at the same time, I know in the past I've been overwhelmed when a teacher actually described every single thing as it happened. It was too much for me. So what I'd like to do is each time we do a repetition, I'll describe it a little bit less. I'll just try to point out pertinent things to focus on. So eventually I'm not talking at all and you're just able to relax and practice. And if you need to, then you can follow. But if there's ever a question, just jump in and ask. Okay, are we ready? Number 2, check posture. Calming down. We begin. Relax down. Expand. Make a shield in front of you. Then expand like a balloon. Turn the left toe slightly and come through. Up, down, into fist. Fist into palm. Hand and feet together. And hand and foot down. Release. Pierce up. Left hand presses down. Turn. Keep turning to gather right hand under and step. Left hand to body, feet across opening shoulders, elbows, hands, fingertips. Relax the heels of hands down. War dog, roll back and turn. Feed into the right, screw into the right and fill your back. Release, turn the palms up, right hand pinches, draw the wrist through the hand like needle and thread, flip and step. Pull your waiter, feet across, right toe twitches in and relax to center. Good. And close. Good. Okay, so remember when we relax to center, it's not that we're just bending our knees. That's not it at all. It's rather that we think of everything returning to center. So as we do that, you do feel a sinking sensation. You will see a sinking sensation, but it is not an action. The action, that's yang, whereas we want a relaxation, which is yin. So everything sinks, but it's not by bending everything. It's a little subtle. There's a subtle difference. It's the feeling of it. So an action, I think of action as yang. It's kind of just bend your knees a bit, whereas a relaxation is from that position, just relax to center. And everything, as it relaxed, has this kind of dripping quality. Okay, so what, that was 2. So let's do number 3. Yeah. Check posture. Relax. All the way into the earth. And begin. Good. Let's do it twice more and just see how you feel. Checking where I am. Right there. Okay, and once more. Honestly, this is how to train. You just keep repeating. So 5 times is very little. It's a drop in the bucket, but it's a good start. Ready? Ah. Just check, please, that your hands are above your feet. You're not wider than your feet. You're not narrower than your feet. Hands above feet. Then your elbows will be above knees and your shoulders will be above hips. And you should have 60% on left, 40% on right. And close. Good. Okay, so before we do anything else, I just want to check in with you. Was there anything there that you weren't sure of, that you want clarified? Um, any questions, comments? How did you find it?
Just a matter of doing it over and over again, but going into the rollback into apparent close, I don't know, I'm probably not turning my waist enough
Mm.
um, to go in. But
It's a funny thing, the idea of moving from center, because it doesn't always necessarily mean that you have to be moving your waist excessively. It
mm,
just means that you need to pivot from the center of your belly. So
uh,
I often, when I was watching Grandmaster doing silk reeling, I'd be going, he told us to do a 45-degree turn there, and he's not turning because it would look like he wasn't turning at all. He was just doing that. So I'd really, really, scrutinize him. And then I could see, actually, yeah, he is. He's turning to 45 degrees, but he's not exhibiting the turn. It's internal, it's just there. It's in his center, and that's why his arm is moving, because it's not his arm that's moving. There is still that connection. So I would say the same thing in this. It's not about doing this massive waist turn. It's just moving from your center as opposed to moving your arms around. Yeah, so um let me see. I'll not mirror it, but I'll just show you where are you? So you've done your single whip. Yeah, from single whip, yeah. Yeah, okay. So I'll come a bit closer, sorry. Right, so here. So we turn, pinch, and draw through. No, it's, sorry, apparent close up single. Sorry, my mistake. I'll go
yeah,
further.
before that,
Yeah.
going
Oh,
into the rollback.
yeah. So say we'll go from here, right? So we pierce and around. So you have ward off, but you are turning towards your right side, then feeding the weight across and turning your center. That creates the turn of the arms. So if you didn't turn your center, your arms have no impetus to go up. So let me see. I'll do that again. So yeah, so from here, yeah, up. There's your turn, turn, keep turning to draw in, glance and step. Now at this stage, when you've stepped, you're actually facing the corner. So to the corner, square, relax, corner, square, corner, squaring, screwing in, and filling. So there's this thing that happens in silk reeling, and you'll see it happening in the form as well, that you have a mechanism of you're either sliding across or you're turning, or you're sliding across or you're turning. You never turn and slide at the same time. It's a bit like a compass. You have the point of the compass and the pencil, the point of the compass remains fixed. So if you are turning, let me see, turning, you're not traveling. So I'm not traveling as I turn, I'm turning, then I'm traveling, but the traveling can untwist. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not just staying in that turn, I'm turning, I'm untwisting, then I'm turning, and that rotation from center allows the arms to circle up. So if I didn't turn my center, if I didn't turn my center, the arms shouldn't move. They shouldn't do that on their own. So it's because I'm turning my center, the arms can move. But I don't have to do a big physical rotation in my waist. It's just that little pivot is enough to give the arms momentum. So gather, travel, turn, travel, turn, and that pulls the foot in to fill your back. Does that help? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, just practice.
Yeah, let's practice just that. We'll do it 5 times. And then I'll just, to finish, I'll show you the next wee move. Okay, so let's go from let's go from Lanzai. So that's your lazily tying the knot when you have your hand on your waist. So our weight is more in the right now. It's 60% right, 40% left, or at the very most 70 right, 30 left. Okay, so we relax. We stay right to ward off. We feed into the left and square. We turn, circling the arms up, feed into the right, screw into the right, and you'll feel the tug on the leg then to bring it in and fill. So just that much, please, again. Relax to center, ward off, feed across, turn, feed across, turn, and fill. And we want to remain upright as best we can throughout, but we're human, so if you don't quite manage it, I won't tell anyone. Okay, ready? Weight right, relax to center, ward off, shift your weight, turn, shift your weight, turn, fill your back. Good, and again. So we turn, glide across to be square to the front, turn, glide across to be square to the front, turn. Yeah, and again. So the turn, glide, they blend together, but they don't inhabit the same space. So you're either turning or you're gliding. And when you're gliding, you're untwisting. So you're squaring up as you glide. Ready? And turn, square up, turn, square up, turn. Good. I can't even I can't even keep up with it with my voice because it happens one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. Again, please. Ready? You're in your right. Turn, square, turn, square, turn. Yeah, and again. See if you can do it now quietly. Ready? And Good. One more time. And rest. Good. So repetition is definitely key, though you don't want to exhaust yourself. And I mean, I noticed I was doing quite large stances there. What you might want to do is sacrifice the width of your stance to just get mm, the choreography. So you could do it higher, smaller. But if your stance is smaller, that makes your moves smaller as well. So you have to um, accommodate. So little and often, I think, is good. Just take one little bite like that and just repeat, repeat, repeat. Um, Not necessarily all in one go, but you can think to yourself, today I will practice apparent close up, and just have a play with that. And little and often gets it deeper in than doing a marathon of it once and then never looking at it again. Okay, folks, so we've 5 minutes left. Where does the time go? Um, so I'm going to show you the very next little move, and that is from your single whip into your jinggang exits the temple, but turning 90 degrees. So there's this lovely little sequence. Actually, it's very approachable, it's very doable, and it's a full circle. So I'm just going to do it without mirroring. So we bring the hook towards the hand by turning waist, and then we open the hook as we turn the waist, and we do a full circle. So again, we travel and turn and travel and turn. We've done a full circle. Now we're going to turn the body. So we lift the toe and turning center to then travel forwards, and there is your shield position, the balloon, turning and bringing the right side through, and that whole section is repeated up, down, to your new direction. So isn't that nice? You have a full circle, gather, full circle, turn 90 degrees, and something you have already done. Isn't that fun? Just for the joy of it. Do you want to try it with me? Let's try. Just for the sheer holiday spirit of, let's give it a go. It's like a Christmas wreath. Okay, so there you are in your single whip. You turn your center and you bring the back of the hook towards the hand and turn the hand towards the hook. Now release, feed across, open the hook and relax down. Feed across, dragging the arms and turn, roll up. Feed across and circle down. Lift your left toes, turn on the heel and feed the weight forwards now, making your shield, extending your right arm. Now the balloon expands. Lift the left toes, turn them tiny wee bit. As you turn your body, bring the right side through. Make a fist as you lift, fist into palm, down. Lift hand and foot together, flatten the foot, stamp. There you go. Very good. And take a breath. So it's a repeat of what you've already done. The only confusing bit is that you're turning 90 degrees. And actually, the repeat doesn't stop there. You again have the pierce up as you press down and circle. All the same as what you've just done, but here it changes. Instead of stepping to the side, you step back to go into a movement called white crane opens its wings. So I hope you enjoyed that little moment's taste of what's to come. And I hope you're as excited as I am to realize that you can cut and paste a whole lot of what you've already learned. It's not just once in this form, it is a regular theme that we reuse movements that we've already learned, which is just such a joy because it means you can fly through the form rather than having to learn each and every step new as you go. So I think that's great. So let's finish off, please, back to a wee bit of Chinese drum, back to our physical focus of patting the body. And I'd like to do just a full body pat down just to bring the energy back and bring the awareness back to the body. So let's rub the hands and we go up and we pat down. I've never seen a Chen class do this, but or the Chen family, but I like it. I like warm downs. I'll not apologize for it. I think it's very good for us. Pat down every surface you can reach, outside, inside, front and back, and brush, brush, brush. It's just a really nice way of taking a bit of care of yourself and telling your body, okay, you have worked hard, like a massage. You're just allowing yourself now to relax. Good. So if you stand for a moment, even though we didn't do the 100 ailments go away by Bing Xiao practice, do you feel the tingles? So there's many ways to get the energy to waken up. Breathe and relax into that lovely tingle. Fortifying the energy simply by being aware of it. And let's scoop it up and gather it back into the center, to the lower dantian. So we cover the center. We breathe and feel into the touch. Again, using physicality to guide our awareness. Feel the warmth. Feel the breath flowing into your center. And feel your energy is stronger. Very good, everyone. Well done. We relax down. Well, I wish you a very happy and peaceful Christmas or Winterfest time. I hope you celebrate it with joy and remember to do some Tai Chi. Do your circulations after you have your food. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Thank you so much for joining me this year and keep practicing. Thanks.